All right, welcome in, Scorpios. How's everyone? Hope you're having a beautiful day. We are here today to do the February monthly reading. So this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus Scorpios out there. And getting just some general information and guidance from my higher guides, source, that can help you in the highest and best way in this now moment. So if you're new, welcome in to my channel. Again, for new people out there, ooh, that one wanted to pop up. We had Ace of Cups. Might have some new love coming in. For those that are new, just to give you a rundown of kind of my videos, I do post a monthly reading for each zodiac sign, and that applies, like I said, to your sun sign, moon, rising, and Venus sign. So take a look at not only your sun sign, but take a look at potentially your other sign readings too, to see kind of what... Sometimes your moon sign reading will resonate more than your sun, or whatever, vice versa. So just something to think about. Oh, shoot. I have a bracelet on that I thought broke, but... And then I post a weekly video. And the weekly video is just kind of a general collective video. It's not sign specific. It's just kind of tapping into the energies for the week for everyone. So you can take a look at that. And then I might post kind of some random videos as I'm feeling inspired to. So, sorry, I had to pause for a minute there. Where were we? Yeah, I think I was talking about the videos. But yeah, I just do random videos as I'm kind of intuitively drawn to. I've kind of told my other followers that have been around, but I also have kind of I do have a full-time job, so this is kind of a side gig. So definitely it's just finding time as I see fit. Videos definitely take a lot of time. So people that I definitely follow other tarot readers, and you know, some of them are posting daily and posting weekly zodiac readings, and those people obviously are doing that full time, because I'm like, I don't know how. Even trying to get 12 zodiac readings out every month is always tight for me, and then the weekly readings. So anyways, just kind of wanted to give you a background then for new folks, since I've had kind of an increase lately. So thank you so much for subscribing and supporting my content. Oops. And welcome to... We have Jupiter that just joined us. Maybe he'll hang out. Jupiter's my youngest cat. I have 3. And every time he joins the readings, I say that that's a lucky sign for you, Scorpio. So we always love when he joins. Right, Jupy? All right. So February... lots going on. You're on the tail end of my monthly reading, so I always start with whatever sign the sun is in, so that would be kind of the birthday month. So I started with Aquarius for February. So it's, you know, the positive thing of being on the latter end of, you know, the positive is your video will get posted, you know, earlier. But on the other half, the people who are at the end, like, I get to see the trends from the other video and kind of tell you about them. So that's always cool, because it's interesting to see. There is always trends every month. There's always themes, and which makes sense, right, with the astrology and everything going on. So I think 2 big things to note for February that I kind of at the beginning of the month wasn't as focused on, but like Uranus just stationed direct on the 30th of January. So these are some big shifts happening for February. And then we have Jupiter stationing direct on the 3rd of February. So both of those planets have been in retrograde. So definitely, and those two planets stay in retrograde for a longer period since they're planets that are farther away from Earth. So those two stationing direct, and then at the February 23rd, we have Mars, which is also in retrograde, going direct again. So great month for, we're going to see momentum, okay? Where things have been kind of stagnant or stalled or just like there's been a lack of motivation, as you might, trying to push things forward or get some change, or trying to plan or kind of create some sort of like logistical strategy around something. It's all of these 3 planets in retrograde have definitely impacted that. So we're really going to start to see things finally like almost like becoming easier, like flowing, like, and if there was roadblocks, those are going to start to clear up. You know, if you've been wanting to plan a trip even, that was something in the astrology that I'll be talking about in the weekly reading for the first week of February. You know, people wanting to do something, like whether it's like, I want to go on this trip, but like maybe they haven't got it off the ground. Things are going to finally start to happen where things just like fall in order, and maybe you find a good deal, or you finally find someone to go on the trip with, and things just start moving forward. And that's just one example. If you felt stagnant in your life, or just things, you're not happy about something and want to change, things are also going to open up opportunities, conversations. So just new messages, new breakthroughs, you know, again, breaking through any sort of roadblocks are going to be happening in February, Scorpio. So, and for you guys specifically with this Uranus going direct in Taurus, this is going to impact the most the fixed signs, which includes you. So you are going to be impacted, and how you're going to be on the forefront of getting that energy, which Uranus going direct in Taurus is definitely going to be around like seeing big breakthrough changes coming in. And like I said too, if there's been any sort of stagnation in any area of your life, that's really going to shift. So something to look forward to. Along with Valentine's Day, it is the month of love. Venus is moving into Aries. So, I mean, that's just perfect timing for Valentine's Day, right? Because Aries is a fire sign. It's passion, it's desire, it's like action oriented. So tied with that Valentine's energy, it's definitely going to be a strong romance, passion, love month with that energy. So definitely people are going to be taking passionate action in regards to love and also finances. But something to watch out for though with that finance aspect in Aries with Venus, that combo can be a little impulsive. It's kind of luxury, kind of wanting to, when it comes to spending money, that's something to watch out for, because that energy of fire kind of lights the fire and wants you to spend. And it's not a good month to save or follow any sort of financial goals or planning. Those could potentially be difficult, because you're definitely going to want to, people are going to want to be spending this month, wanting to enjoy things and spend money on that. So, all right, well, let's get into the reading, Scorpios, and see what's going on for you. I'm going to pull, as usual, a couple oracle cards and just get some foundational energies here. So let's see. Okay, first card out is release. So there's some sort of transition going on for you, releasing anything that's not working. There's that stagnation, fulfillment, and protection. I'm going to put that under Jupiter's hand there. So there is something that's been blocking you from in some area of your life around feeling fulfilled. You're not feeling fulfilled in a certain area. And whatever blocks, or if there has, like, whether they're blocks or if there's just, you feel like you haven't had opportunities that are helping to bring more fulfillment into your life, those are going to fall away. And it's definitely a time of, if there's any sort of fears or like risks that you have to take that are going to lead to maybe, again, doing something that's more fulfilling for you, a relationship, a job, whatever it is. I do feel like you're extra protected right now. And this is more from like a divine perspective. Your guides, your angels are protecting you. And also there is a lot of, what's a trend that's been coming up too, there's a lot of chaos and conflict going on in the external world, not necessarily internally, but that can mirror back, but especially externally. And, you know, in this card, you see kind of the lightning in the background, but the tree is almost like protecting, like if protection here. And I feel like there's potentially a lot of chaos going on externally, but right now there's some sort of protection that you're not being impacted by it. So there could be something that happens, whether it's like financially, through governments or policy or something. And I feel like you're safe from this. So if you're afraid of how this is going to play out for people, I would just trust. Okay. That kind of brings up another piece. Again, I talk about all this in the weekly astrology, but Uranus is going to square the U.S. natal moon, which means the natal moon over the United States. So the natal moon can affect countries specifically, depending on its location. And Uranus specifically is going to be squaring the United States natal moon. That aspect is very, it's a difficult one. And what that is tied to is finances, our financial in general situation. The natal moon represents the collective or a group of people. So that would be like everyone in the United States. So however the square is impacting our financial markets or just our financial sphere in the United States, it's going to create some crisis or a potential financial crash. So that is coming in February here this week. I'm also getting with this protection, there could be some financial kind of crisis coming up. Maybe the market crashes, but I do again feel like in some way, Scorpios, you're protected. So that's amazing to hear. All right, let's dig into the tarot. So underneath we have the Tower. Okay, there's that Tower. The Five of Wands. The Knight of Swords. Whew, that's a bit harsh here, but on the other side we have the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. There's that Aries energy. So Venus is moving into Aries, I think the 4th of February. So really early on in the month. The Three of Cups, and look at this, the Ace of Swords. And I have to because it's here, but the Death card. So we end on the change. So I talked about that with the fixed signs with Uranus in Taurus going direct. There is going to be some, like, look at this. This is just what, that energy. There is a major breakthroughs or major changes, just like out of nowhere, kind of sudden, that creates major change. So that's the Tower and the Death card together. So potentially something does, this month, there is going to be a big change in your life. So how this gets initiated, definitely something out of suddenly with the Tower. I think how this Tower shows up is going to be some sort of, this could be a fight or a conflict with someone. So this could be in a relationship or a situation in general. For some of you, this could just be with one individual person. There's kind of this like fight that erupts out of nowhere. Or this could involve multiple people that there's conflict. But what happens is, I think for you, this kind of triggers some anger and potentially like an impulsive action. I mean, I feel like you maybe this is something that's been brewing that you've kind of haven't been addressing, that's kind of, again, been kind of bubbling under the surface, or like we say, like just shoving stuff under the rug that finally needs to come out and be addressed. With the Knight of Swords, that can be the angry knight, and especially with the Tower and the Five of Wands, I see this as more showing up as some sort of potential fight or conflict that, and it could be triggered by your anger, that you just, something happens that triggers you to get really angry about something, which kind of triggers this conflict. And this, if you're dealing with one specific person, if this is like a relationship, I do feel like this person is going to try and repair or try and kind of, you know, balance it out by offering it some sort of love, or again, some sort of message of love, or just try and offering that kind of, hey, how do we fix this? But there is some sort of, again, we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So this is backed by a lot of passion here. This could really light the fire under this person's butt to kind of do something differently or change. But I think you're really seeing the truth here. You're really cutting through any like stuff that's not working, cutting through anything that maybe there's some sort of misunderstanding, or maybe you're just not clearly communicating. But I do feel like this creates it gives you sudden clarity. If you've been confused about how this was going to play out, or again, like there's this energy that's like a volcano that's just brewing and eventually it blows over, right? I think it does bring some clarity to this situation and how you're going to move forward. This could mean that this situation has to completely change or end with that Death card. I do feel like something definitely has to be released. There is stuff that's been, I think, for one, people have been holding in and haven't been, whether it's communicating how you feel, expressing your emotions, what you really need and desire, right? What you're passionate about. Like, what do I need in this relationship to have chemistry, to feel connected, to have some, like, you know, this is also the spark. So it's kind of time this has to be addressed. Because you could just continue on like this, but both of you are not being fulfilled. You're not happy, to me, in the situation. This could happen by the holiday with the Three of Cups. So that's Valentine's Day, at least in the United States. So this truth, this Tower definitely happens by mid-February. All right, I'm going to continue on here. So we have the Chariot. The Chariot has been showing up everywhere with the Ace of Swords. A lot of aces in February and the Chariot. So it's like new beginnings and things finally move forward. Look at that. The Ace of Cups, which is what I flew out when I was shuffling in the beginning. So that definitely wanted to come out. And the Ten of Cups. Wow. So something has to be released. This could be energetically. This could be emotions, communication. It could be releasing a situation or person. But this has been in the way of you finally moving forward in your life. If you feel like you've been wanting some sort of change and it just hasn't happened. And this is also clearing the way to clear your cup, emotional cup, so you're available to bring in something better. and bringing in someone who's actually emotionally available and has a full cup to offer you. I feel like you, Scorpios, you are water signs. You are lovers. You are deep. You are passionate, especially when it comes to connection and relationships. Like, you are loyal and devoted. I tend to see Scorpios that I know are the more givers and the lovers and are true romantics. Scorpios are definitely. And it's like you haven't been able to find someone that kind of is able to fulfill you and meet your needs and desires. And you deserve that, right? And there is people out there that also feel the same and want to do that. And you are finding this, the Ten of Cups. I love this with all the colors and the people. So that's coming. That's where you're going. King of Pentacles. Two of Wands. So it's almost like through the month, it's like you actively change direction. There's a change that happens for you, and you're finally getting clarity around kind of where you're moving. And then that energy kind of produces that Chariot, which then there is movement here. So the Page of Cups. Yeah, you're definitely finding what is the value for me. Like, is this a value for me to stay? If it's not, you're finally seeing the value in the new path, the new direction. There's also definitely like assessing the learns of what did we learn about this. And I do feel like there's an aha about why you had to go through that. What was the lesson here to get you? You had to go through this to get you to that next phase, which is the Ten of Cups. So I do feel like, so we have Judgment. Let me lay these down first. Two of Cups. Yeah, to me, this is in regards to love or some sort of important connection in your life. You finally choose the right path, okay, Scorpios? So if you feel like in the past you've been deceived, you thought like, oh, this person is the one, or this, or you come across an opportunity where you're thinking, oh, this is going to be really good, and it didn't pan out, it disappointed you, and maybe that's a theme or a pattern in your life. I do feel like you finally, the right path opens up for you, and it does finally lead you to the right connection here, a soul connection, that like a life partner. And finally, it's like all the seeds you've been sowing and the work and the effort, whether it's like doing internal work or just the effort and time you've put into trying to make relationships successful and they haven't succeeded. I feel like you finally, there's finally a seed that you're like, oh, all these other seeds have been duds. They haven't produced anything. I do feel like you finally invest in the right seed, if you will, that finally produces this like abundant harvest for you. I just want to get one more around the Seven of Pentacles, Five of Swords. I feel like there's been some manipulation. This is definitely like healing this. There's been a lack of communication too for some of you if this is around a connection. This could also be just individually you trying to control an outcome, okay? Like you've been trying to control and create a certain outcome that didn't pan out, which has created some frustration for you. But it's almost like now the universe is the lesson here is around surrendering, and you can do the effort and time, put the time and effort and kind of focus on just, you know, the goal or the outcome, but you don't like, you're not 100% set on an outcome. You're actually allowing the universe to take you. Because sometimes, well, I shouldn't say sometimes, a lot of times we're with someone and we're so kind of tied to this person that we're like, we need this person to be the person. So we try as we might, like we keep just like trying to force this person to fit, to be like, right, our life partner. And in every way we turn, the red flags, the conflict, the resistance, it's like the universe is like, that's not the right person, but you're like, no, it has to be. But now with the Judgment, again, it's finally like you stop the fight, right? You stop the internal fight of like the conflict of the situation and the conflict around, well, what if this outcome really doesn't happen? And you finally surrender to accepting that this isn't the outcome you wanted and that it's not going to be. But what happens then is that all of a sudden the energy shifts, and then you're able to also like have this rest, because this level of mental anguish around controlling an outcome is very tiring and stressful energetically as well. And I feel like you finally let go on the Four of Swords. It's like, oh, it's like I can finally rest. Like my mind can finally stop the inner conflict. I almost feel there's like a physical impact on you, because it's like you finally like let go of this situation or this person, and you kind of are like, this isn't going to happen. And then all of a sudden that little shift, that's where this Death card is coming in. There's a huge transformation here. Yeah, and we have the Fulfillment card. So it's almost like you're opening up to your highest potential outcome finally, okay? And that's what happens. And you finally, the path that is your highest and best path opens up and it's clear. So let's talk to the King of Pentacles here. What say you, King of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So you could be dealing with someone here with these two kings. So if you notice here, this is the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. This isn't the King of Cups and the Wands. So the Cups and Wands are about love and passion, right? And emotional vulnerability, emotional availability. These kings are more in the head and focused on things externally. So they're not as connected emotionally. So that's where I think too this Judgment is tied to. It's almost finally like this could be the person that you've been with, or that your connection has been with, that has been difficult, challenging. There's like a disconnect, which is really incompatibility in regards to just who you are, how you live your life, what your needs and desires are. I do like the Six of Wands, though. There's a positive energy here around, you know, in the end, you're going to come out of it getting what you wanted. You might think, well, what I want is this person, but for some of you, it could be. For some of you, maybe it's not this person, but there's still some level of success here that needs to be recognized. And you're going to come out better on the other side, and you're going to feel it. Like you've been through a battle, and you finally realize that you finally were protected, right? Someone was protecting you too around the situation. And it just never actually finally came together, because there was some divine timing aspect too to this, where it was almost like, now I see why, because I was being divinely protected from this. Because if I kept going down a path even further, it would have been a lot more, I would have been a lot more worse off. So that just came too. So a lot of you were just being protected from this situation. Maybe some of you are like, why did this person, could they never fully commit to me? They could, and I tried, and they just never could commit. And in those situations, it just wasn't meant to be. But, what if they did? What if you would have gotten married and had kids? And again, like, think of trying to get out of that, right? So again, there's a level of being divinely protected here. And then I'm going to actually use a different deck here. I just want to see what about this Tower. How is the Tower showing up here? And the Five of Wands. The Three of Cups. The Star. This could, it could be chatter from like outer external people that aren't in the situation. There could be talk or a conversation, just gossip or something. Strength. There could be something that kind of triggers you to get pissed off. Another thing is if you're in kind of a situation where you would consider it like a third party situation, or there's always been something in the way in this connection, whether it's an addiction or, you know, again, like I said, they were never really fully able to commit to this connection. That I would consider that too, because there's something on their end that's in the way of them being able to be vulnerable, fully trust, because one level of lack of commitment is that they don't trust relationships. They don't trust love. Love to them is not safe. And in the past, they probably had a lot of people that, you know, broke their heart, that it ended badly. And this could just be, you know, again, trauma, right? Trauma bonding, where the trauma is what really connected you, but really that trauma is always going to be in the way of the two of you having a successful relationship. And some of that, like I said, that is just divinely, again, that's just destiny. This relationship was karmic. You came together for a purpose to maybe clear some karma, but it was never meant to really last and be that relationship for you. So, interesting. So this is all going to play out this month, Scorpio, and Jupiter, you're right in the middle here. So this, just again, don't get too pulled into this, into the depths. It's like now you have an awareness as things start playing out. Try to stay, again, level. Don't get pulled too much in the depths of, for one, your emotions. Obviously, we want to be able to express our emotions and give ourselves that space to feel. But we don't want to get too toxic. And if something does change, or if you finally get the clarity that this maybe has to end, you know, there is protection here. There is support from an energetic divine place for you. So, all right, Scorpios, thanks for joining in. Scorpio, thanks for blocking everyone here, but I will leave you with that. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. I have another cat that just joined too. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next reading, Scorpios.